Hmm. Detainee under 18. Let's see, how about 17-year-old Palestinian boy is first child hostage to die in Israeli prison? That's how to do journalism, isn't it? Because the Associated Press, like many other media extensions of the empire, is doing it again. You know what I mean by it? This.
But it looks like accidentally a stray bullet found its way into the van ahead, and that killed a 3 or 4-year-old young lady.
The young lady was a 3-year-old toddler called Rukaya Jahalin.
Hind is a reference to a woman who was killed in Gaza.
The woman was 6-year-old Hind Rajab. This thing is called adultification, and it's what happens when you dishonestly characterize a child as an adult because they're trying to justify doing something brutal to them. It's what imperial media has spent decades doing to kids in the global south, like 3-year-old Rukaya, and the Nigerian children who got arrested after taking part in last year's protest against economic hardship caused by World Bank and IMF imposed shock doctrine policies in the country. Suspected protesters. Even back home in the imperial core, the empire regularly adultifies the children of those it deems to be its undesirables. According to a study published in the journal American Psychologist, black students in the US are 13 times more likely than white students to receive a suspension from school for the exact same minor offenses such as dress code violations or using a mobile phone. If they get into trouble with the law, they're 18 times more likely to be tried as adults than white children who did the same thing. Adultification is a subset of the empire's wider dehumanization efforts, which aims to desensitize the world to its regular acts of violence against specific groups. So Hind Rajab was posthumously mischaracterized as a woman instead of a girl, because to the empire's global audience, Israel's murder of an audibly terrified 6-year-old schoolgirl would be a horrifying, unjustifiable tragedy, pure nightmare fuel. But the death of a Palestinian woman, however, is just a statistic. Similarly, Iraqi and Vietnamese farmers, shopkeepers, and taxi drivers were not allowed to keep those identities in imperial media because its audience might see themselves in those innocent people and recognize the unjustified wholesale murder that their government was taking to other people's countries. So instead, they became insurgents, terrorists, human shields, and of course, collateral damage. Same goes for Somalian fishermen defending their territorial waters from illegal invasion by foreign trawlers and ships illegally dumping toxic waste. All that context and all those layers of identity were swept away and they became Somali pirates. The moral of the story is language controls reality. So if you can find out who controls it, you've found your ruler.